Hello, beautiful, brave, and very awakened soul. We have a lot to talk about. The channels that I'm picking up on are deep and they take a lot of balance and patience and peace to tap into, but it's exactly what you're looking for. There's so much chaos and buffoonery going on. People are out of their freaking minds, and it's time to establish where you stand. So, this is Existential Tarot for a reason. We're going to get a little weird and talk about some really very real things that are happening in this revealing time. The wizard has shown us that it's all smoke and mirrors. And a lot of pressure is being put on us as people on our humanity right now. And we're either going to choose love or fear. We really need to practice self-care, breathing, awareness, and self-control. Because a lot of people are not in control of themselves or actually driving their body, their vessel, their spaceship, their temple. And it's really critical right now, this crisis of a time, for us to turn on and become alive again. A lot of people are walking around in a zombie state, unaware, unconscious. And it's very, very important to accept what is happening and then validate yourself in what you're feeling. You're feeling scared, vulnerable, exposed, judged, criticized, pressured. There's a lot of powerful, I'm seeing Scorpio, I'm seeing like a volcano, very like dynamic energy coming up inside of you right now. It's very, very important for you to trust what you're feeling and where you're standing on things. But also the importance for you to be in control is because a lot of people don't see through the lens of love. A lot of people are looking through the lens of fear because that's what's being pushed. And we're going to tap into the tarot. We're going to pull some oracle cards. And we're going to raise our frequency and become aligned to what's happening. So, world events, guys. Very big things are going down. And I'm being asked to be a vessel for the divine to communicate a message. So, we're going to do that. And the only channeled message I actually got for this is to deny someone's reality is one of the most sinister things you can do. And I've been following energy. I'm basically being shown a trail, and I'm following the trail. Something is coming. Mike Tyson, this is a war with ourselves. So I'm seeing it as an internal battle. But it's critical for you to discern things that are going on outside of you are also going on inside of you. I'm seeing, unfortunately, there was this woman from the Ukraine, a refugee, and she was murdered and abbed to goodbyeness, like gone. And the gentleman who, I called him a gentleman because he was schizophrenic and possessed. So unfortunately, he doesn't know why he did what he did from his mouth. I'm not justifying anybody here. I'm very neutral. I'm just on the fence in the spirit world. I'm not taking sides. So this poor woman was taken out in front of people on a bus, and no one knew how to react. And I'm seeing this play out in my mind. And then also the unfortunate plastination. I don't even know what you can say in the world. But the bad, horrible, horrific, non-constitutional, dark, evil, aggressive, impulsive, disgusting thing that happened to somebody who was freely and calmly expressing his rights to speak in this beautiful establishment that we have to protect ourselves from outside invaders taking us over. It's very important for you to understand everything that's happening outside is happening inside. I saw The Wizard of Oz. And we're back to two. So out of the 4 splits we had, these 2 cards were on the split, which is very interesting. We have the demon of greed. Is it greed? Yes. Mammon, which is in demonology, the demon of greed. It represents a very disgusting energy where something just has to have all that it wants without any regard for anything else. It's like obsessively needing that thing. And then the something is coming is to remind you that preparedness is the key to success here. Dirty business. So we have the demon of greed and we have dirty business. 2 cards came out, High of Mind and Lisa Bonet. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm seeing an attack. And I have pretty severe chills and goosebumps. You create life, you create the boogeyman, and you create the devil. Very important to know right now. And that's under dirty business. And then we have teacher under mammon. It's kind of interesting, the level of anxiety I got from the message. So I already have a deep message, and that's important to stick around for and hear for your soul evolution. And I'm strangely nervous because it's so important. It like I literally can sense a plethora of people that resonate with this message and will heal from this message. I saw the number 20,000. It's important to know that that number also represents the group, meaning you're stronger in a group. And we need to understand what group you're in, especially with this hive mind, because the hive mind over Lisa Bonet is showing me how you're being affected by a culture. And the culture, so I can give it to you 2 ways. It's illustrated for me as the Bill Cosby show, where Lisa Bonet, once she stepped out of the role of, what was her name? Claire Huxtable? Once she stepped out of that role and became Lisa Bonet, she was wild and free and tried spirituality over dogma, religion type stuff. And that structure that was housing her for a time casted her out when she decided to go to the extreme of what she was. So basically she explored herself. And here you are connecting to a message where you're the Lisa Bonet character because she's the individual. So the individual I'm speaking with is the main character in the vision that I'm having. And this hive mind is all the characters that just refuse to accept that you can leave the culture. Dirty business. This is dirty business we're talking about. And it's kind of interesting for me. Again, no judgment. I'm literally neutral on the fence. I never watched any sort of interview with Mr. Cosby, nothing. Like, I didn't do none of that. So this is all heart, mind, source, intuition, maybe a few clips of something, but barely any insight when it comes to that. It's all intuition. So I'm just being shown that it's interesting that he came, or like a whole bunch of allegations came against the family man or the like showman or whatever, when as a woman myself, I've been in many situations where men in authority inappropriately react with me, or whatever you call that, when I was young and vulnerable and naive. And now that those things don't apply, maybe I'm a little vulnerable. It's a lot more difficult for a monster or a narcissist or like a dark person to penetrate my force field. And I'm really being shown you're somebody who is deeply connected to your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, maybe even your crown, maybe your throat. You could be a singer, dancer. You're gentle, you're sweet, you're kind. And outside energies gang up on that and extort, expose. There's lots of Hierophant, first tarot card. Very, very important chakra. Hold on, let me get my dog. We have the Hierophant for a reason, being the first tarot card, because we're talking about dismantling a structure that has so much power and authority over your life. It's looking impossible for you to face it, or to how could you stand against this monster? You just feel disempowered. And this Hierophant structure is something we've created as a people. It's in our DNA, it's coded now. We accept the order and the structure that we've created. But we know with this now King of Cups that we want to be more in a space where we feel emotionally fulfilled. We realize as you are in this Hierophant energy, it's like, that does not resonate with me anymore. I need to feel again. Why can't I feel anything? I need to be in my emotions. I need to be connected to how I feel at all times, so I can know when somebody is disrespecting my energy, draining me, sending evil eye, doing things that take me out of my passion, my light, and my heart. I came here to give. I came here to all these beautiful, wonderful things. I came here to be. That's what your solar plexus is saying. It's like, I want to be. I just want to be. Like, it's like, I just want to be. Like, that's that feeling of peace we all seek. That nobody should be having to wait until retirement to receive. We have strength, and I didn't know which way to pull it, and I kind of ended up flipping it. So it's like, kind of like, and it's reversed, strength reversed. Like, do you see your strength? Do you see, I'm seeing how in solidarity, I'm seeing people holding hands. I'm seeing chakra, do not. I'm seeing people come together in a passionate fire. I'm seeing like the 19, sometimes I dress up as an era, I feel like, but what era am I in? okay, 40s, 1940s to 1970s was a huge, okay, I'm seeing certain agencies interfering with, right, for control and greed. This is the demonic stuff we're talking about. So yeah, it's like our teachers have been taught through evil means, and we've developed this hive mind mentality to do dirty business, is basically what it's saying. And you're this maverick, you're this outside character. Lisa Bonet, go do a tour on who she is if you don't know, because she should inspire you to want to be free. She's somebody who maybe society doesn't flash around all the time, but if you go observe her substance, like her beautiful energy that she put on this planet and shared with us, you'll be like, wow, like I see how society, when somebody steps outside of the box, people start labeling these people with mental illness. Dangerous terms get thrown around. I see Shrek where they got the pitchforks. Let's take out the witch type of thing. That's been an issue in society to the point where we completely suppressed our feminine energy because it became demonized. So we have it all flipped up, inside down, reversed, basically. We're living in reverse inversion of God. And what does that mean? It's like everything we're doing is pretty much backwards, so it almost looks right. I'm seeing black and white, yin and yang. Let's just pause there because that's going to get a little deeper than I wanted to go on that. Four. Okay, Ace of Wands. Now we're talking about inspiration. We're talking about that dynamic force that you are, that you have within you. Because when you tap into your fire and you say, yes, God, I'm going to use this tool you gave me, this wand, and I'm going to bring heaven to earth in the best way I can, in devotion and in faith, and it helps people to see, because God, like, I'm not religious, guys. I just need to make that clear. Source, spirit, Yah. I mean, there's so many names, right? Let's just understand there is no separation. I'm just speaking to the most high, loving, neutral energy that we know to be in our hearts, God. You know what I'm saying? That energy works through you. And there is no, you are bad, you are a sinner. But be careful, because sin is a portal to destruction. But don't be fearful. Face it head on. Take action. It's like, get through it. So greed, for example, is a sin, right? And it's not to put you in a feeling of shame, because that's what you've been taught. Be shameful when you hear that word. No. Be like, all right, okay. I realize, because that's what it is. It's turning away from it. Like, oh, I learned a lesson. Okay, I see why that is destructive to my God light force that I came here to live and be. You get what I'm saying? So you're being asked to take action and be a maverick. Be somebody who can step out against no matter a monster. Because I don't know if I finished on that Ukrainian woman that got taken out, because he literally didn't know why he did it. You know what I'm saying? It's getting to the point where, and we have to understand, this gentleman had what we call schizophrenia. But you can't look at that also as black or white. It's black and white. So there's going to be quote unquote schizophrenics who work for the light, and there's going to be quote unquote schizophrenics that work for the dark. So if we understand, some of us are born with different chemistry, brain chemistry. We call it genetic disposition. I think we call it genetic inheritance. You inherit things genetically. We understand this. We understand they study the brain. We understand they really are interested in the psychology and the mind of a human. The brain, they want to make robots. They're trying to recreate all this. And you're a pawn. But understand, you're also God's pawn. You can also be your spirit guide pawn. You can also tap into the divine where you just surrender to a light force, a goodness that protects you in the darkness. It helps you navigate. You don't even have to try. It's almost effortless. But we've been believing for a long time, I have one more card to pull, in this upside down world. So let's get one more tarot card. Thank you so much, Spirit. I'm just saying, don't act out right now. Wow. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. Once you know, you know. Once you know, you know. This is over. It's important. I'm seeing the word fear just loudly. Yes, I see loudly. And it just really is showing me you have decided that you no longer support someone else's vision of you. You know what I'm saying? People are projecting on you who you are constantly. They can be 70 miles that way, 700 miles that way. It doesn't matter. When they project their thoughts, you come into their mind, you're affected. And it's important for you to know when to, put up the shield, deflect that energy. You're like, what's that ninja game? Cutting fruit. 2222. That fruit ninja, that's what it's called. This is fruit ninja, okay? You should fruit ninja projected thoughts, okay? And that will help you defeat your enemies. Just got I got a star, which is the creation of 1,000 forests is in one acorn. With the star and this, I heard false pendant, right? This fake shiz. It actually looks like Africa too. Kind of interesting. Never saw that until just now. So what am I getting from this? The star is strongly showing me healing. I'm actually getting that anxiety again, which is really weird. I don't know where that's coming from. You feel very exposed. It's like you see me and you don't like it or something. But here's the star. Okay? The star is like, I'm just kind of being guided to keep it in your energy. It's very important for you to know that you're healing, even though you feel stuck. So there's healing going on. I'm seeing you sleep. Like, I'm not seeing you sleeping, but I'm seeing in your sleep and your dreams, you're healing, because there's a lot that's going to come from you. You're this acorn in a forest. You become the forest. You're a lot more than you understand. I'm also being shown that you're like this fragment of God, to understand you're here to express what you may feel as small, but like to God, to the overall picture, it's a beautiful, I heard sacrifice, and also like you're contributing by being here. Like, we need you here. You're part of the code to fight and to stand together. I'm also being shown in that bus, she wasn't protected. It was very strange. I tried to watch the video, but was very hard to understand what was happening because it looked to me just like a demonic attack. And I'm concerned that people, because I had my psychotic break in 2018, and I remember going through fear, going through delusion, thinking the world, I mean, like when I say I think the world was ending every day, I literally thought every single day I had to see if the sun was gonna like explode or not come up. You know what I mean? Like I was anticipating every single day for a period of time. We just were not, every day was the last day on planet Earth for everyone, for a period of time for me. And then I had to go to a psych place, but it's cool. I got it all worked out, guys. And that message is important in this reading. Why? Because you're in a similar energy. Yes, look what I pulled. Look what I pulled. Urgency, rushed, pushy, too fast, can't focus, and spinning. So I remember writing this down. This is like a elementary level explanation of like anxiety, right? Feeling overly urgent. Like where the heck are we rushing to? There's so much going on the planet. Nobody needs to be rushing anywhere. Can we just, I think actually everyone should just sit still. I think we should close down businesses. I mean, keep the hospitals open, hire more nurses and doctors and pay them very well. But we actually need to slow down the machine, if anything. And it's very upsetting that people are pushed to their breaking point. And that's where you are. Yeah, you're just defeated. Wow. I see you very clearly. And we're dealing with large entities here. Sometimes when I pull these monsters out, it helps me to identify what we need to face. And right now it's this monster of greed. But we can't do it alone. Like, we're going to do it internally, individually, alone. But we're also going to do it as a group, okay? And right. I don't know why liars lie. The truth doesn't need motivation. So I'm being showed like the word narcissist again, which I don't want to label people. I'm not about to sit here and be weird, but I am going to describe an energy that's around you and or that you're dealing with, even internally, because narcissism is heavy in the world, and it's also healthy to have a certain level of it. So to each their own, especially when we're talking about exiting the hive mind with this Hierophant. Like, I'm just going to show you this. You know, we're exiting a time where we give so much power and authority to this hive mentality. Like, I'm saying Catholic Church. Guys, I got to say it. Lizards. If you know, you know. Lisa Bonet being this King of Cups. This emotional, what is this, Pisces, Neptune energy. We have the crown chakra, right? Or is that, no, it's third eye. Because you can see now. You're very aware now, but you're also dealing with paranoia. The paranoia is struggling with your, causing you to struggle with your confidence to identify what's actually happening. Very important for you to pause. Very important. Dreams and emotions. I just said Neptune and Pisces, dreams and emotions. You need to sit with your emotions. I'm being shown somebody who's not sitting with their emotions, but potentially getting lost in, because Neptune, we don't have that, okay. Yeah, symptoms of hypervigilance, kind of stuttered there. Yeah. So you're from a place, your soul or your particular, like the way you've been woven as a soul, or because we came from other places. So you're identifying you're from a realm that's it makes this place very hard to live in, because the place you're from is so divine and sweet and beautiful and fulfilling, magical. These things that this inverted reality extremely deny you of. I'm seeing the fairies over there, but I also have fairies in my hand, because I'm really being shown the fae is like the land of the fae, mythology, attachment, mythology. I don't want to get upset because polarity. What did I say? Disney. They had to show us Disney movies so we would believe, because we already were going to remember. We already were going to fantasize and dream. So they had to make TVs to get you to forget that it's mixed up. You need to be locked up. You don't remember that. No, you watched it on Disney. You know what I'm saying? Royalty. Oh, this is beautiful today. Royalty and community. And I have chemistry here as well. Follow your instincts right now. Because I'm being shown, yes, lit up, chakra. I'm lit up. You're developing your community, and your community how do I want to say that? What do you want to, I want to pull one of these on. What is the royalty card trying to say? Hold on, chakra. What did I just say about instinct? Focus becomes instinct. Talent becomes mastery. Your royalty is inherited through your ability to tap into your instincts. Your instincts are going to lead you to your talent, and your talent is going to become something you master. Wow. Thank the heavens and God, not me. Okay? Because that was something different right there. Okay. Just know we in church. Okay. So we're going to pull a few of these. Whatever wants to come out, I'm open. Ooh, violence. Unfortunately, we have to focus on some of these real issues because it's where a lot of people are. Moon energy, which is very representative of that feminine energy being suppressed that I was speaking on. You don't need to do nothing, but maturing, young adult, learning, and still growing with violence, guys. Some people interpret it as it's Satan's mission. Some people would say it's the darkness or whatever. The archons, the dark force, the shadows, the evil. It has authority to attack right now. And it's important, it's so important, to stay away from demon activity, which is everywhere, loud and clear, and people are acting out of their instincts. I just told you to tap into your instincts because your instincts aren't going to lead you to commit violence on people because you come from, like I said, a code, a DNA sequence that doesn't represent a violent species, That's not in our making, okay? We don't do that. Will we take you out if you in self-defense? Come on with it. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about those that have that spirit, that have that code. And I'm definitely seeing reptiles, okay? I'm being reminded of this crocodile mentality in a swimming hole where all the animals congregate, and they all usually respect each other except these crocodiles, because they are naturally deceptive. They're naturally untrustworthy. So the cold-blooded energy that we're speaking to, the zombies, there you are. The zombies, I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. So that's pretty much the message. I am going to end it there. We'll talk about that other stuff later. But know that it's important to understand to be ready. Be ready for anything. Know that the structures of everything aren't quite so much structured anymore. So things can collapse, realities can merge. So we're just kind of riding the waves and choosing love, not fear. Get yourself out of these energies that tie you to bad energy, toxic energy, because you're going to be in your instincts. We're surviving an apocalypse right now. And that just means it's been revealed. It's been shown to you that this is clearly a time to be self-aware, prepared, and in control of yourself. So be safe. Don't hurt nobody. Protect yourself, and don't go into places or into energies that make you feel uncomfortable, unsafe, or exposed, to the point where you, pray in the best way. Connect to your guides and trust yourself right now. So that's the message today. If you're interested, I do have a book available on Amazon called Scorpio Diaries. I lost my mind to find it. Very funny, interesting book on my awakening, spiritual healing, and a lot of my poetry and a few of my sketches. I also have a website if you'd like to book anything. Everything's down below. Check it out. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye. Thanks.